and I am the master of this body. I come from a land beyond the universe, the home of all souls, the home of God. Beyond the sun, the moon, and the galaxy of stars is a land of light. Golden red land of light, the land of peace and silence. That is my true home, Paramdham. And that is where God resides. He is also a point of light just like me. But He is an ocean of love, ocean of peace, ocean of power. And He is my parent, an eternal parent of all souls. His rays of love, mercy, and peace reach out to me. I have nothing to worry, and I have no questions. For I feel calm within myself that I am the child of God Himself, and I am under His protection and blessings. Om Shanti. Initially, when we start to meditate, our mind wanders. And somehow we think it's very difficult now to concentrate. So as the days roll by, the interest in meditation decreases. And the kind of enthusiasm with which we pick up meditation, it somehow, reduces its importance and significance. That is why it is very important that we have an aim in meditation. Why do I have to meditate? What is the reason? If the aim is clear, that I want to meditate because I want to be more powerful, I want to have control over my emotions, I want to meditate because I want to feel the calmer me, I want to meditate because I want to understand others and not have conflicts out there and conflicts in my mind. I want a much more peaceful life. So there has to be an aim, and then we work towards that gently. Without an aim, it becomes difficult. At the same time, because this relationship is between the soul and the Supreme, you cannot see the soul, you cannot see the Supreme, so you need to have the power to visualize. Because you can't see anything with these physical eyes. Soul is a spiritual being, and God is a spiritual father. So you cannot use these eyes, but you have to use the eyes of experience. We call it the divine eye. Like for example, if I were to tell you, can you remember your child or your spouse or your parent or your friend in your house near your kitchen? Can you visualize that? Can you do that? That image comes in front of you very easily. Probably this person is not standing near a kitchen, and the kitchen is nowhere here, but then the image is very clear in front of you, because most of the time we think in images, we don't think in words. Image comes. So if we want to understand something, we have to have an image of whom we are thinking about. So a very simple word we can use for meditation is remembering. That's all. You're remembering your soul. And the minute you remember, the image of the soul is just the point of light behind your eyes. That's about it. You don't concentrate on the forehead. I was telling someone yesterday, you don't concentrate on your forehead. If you concentrate on your forehead, you'll end up with a headache. You just understand that you are a soul, and then you connect to the Supreme, who's the Supreme Soul, and you're remembering Him, that He's up there and He's your Father. This meditation is an open-eyed meditation. You don't have to close your eyes. Most times it just so happens that if you're used to keeping your eyes closed, you might even drop off to sleep and you don't even know about it. Another thing is that most of the time, whatever we think with the eyes open. We are practical people, we live in the world. We are not sannyasis, no? Sannyasis close their eyes because they want to cut away from the world. But you are taking care of your responsibilities, you have to take care of your relationships, so you can't shut away from the world. You have to keep your eyes open. And this meditation is not just about sitting somewhere and doing. You can walk up and down and doing everything and connecting to the world. You're able to meditate, right? Let us say you're walking from here till there, to the gate. Is it difficult to think that you're a soul? Do you have to sit and think? You're just going, and I'm a soul. And you look at a couple of people standing in the corner, and you're looking at them, and you're thinking, they're also souls, no? Meditation over. Over. That's about it. Yeah? So you're picking up these moments all through the day. You're just not, fixing the time. Chunks of time in the morning, chunks of time in the evening, and you want to sit through a half an hour. Let me tell you, if you're able to sit like that in the beginning, you're hardly able to concentrate for a few minutes, and then most of the time you're distracted. That is not the proper way. I'm not discouraging you to sit, but it's very important that you bring it into your life. You need to blend in. And when you blend in, it becomes easier, because all through the day, you're fixing moments for yourself. That's exactly why I gave you some exercises the past 2 days, so that you would know how to do it throughout the day. So this is like, for example, you're watching television, and somehow your mind goes away somewhere else, and you're thinking about what had happened yesterday. And suddenly, somebody, your relative, comes and asks you, what happened in the television right now? What did that person say? You would say, I don't know. You'd say, what is your problem? You're watching television and you're saying you don't know? And you would say, look, my eyes are there, but my mind is elsewhere. Right? So you can watch anything and our mind can go anywhere. So we can keep our eyes open and we can take our mind beyond. Why not? So we should not make it a habit to keep our eyes closed to meditate. Then what happens? You get fixed. They say, when I was in college, when my exams would be going on, inevitably, somehow, my sister would finish her exams much earlier and faster than me, and she would have done with her exams, and so she would put on loud music and sit and listen. So I would go up to her and tell her, put the music down, because it's disturbing me. So she would say, if you're really concentrating, you can't hear this music. Right? It's true, isn't it? If you really concentrate, you're really not distracted by sounds around you. What really distracts you are your own thoughts. Too many thoughts. So, it's open-eyed. You can start off like a Buddha image of eyes half open. Have you seen Buddha's image? Eyes are half open, not totally closed, not totally open. You can start off like that. And this meditation does not have a posture. You sit wherever you want. You can actually sit on a couch, you can lie down. If you're sick, you can lie down and meditate. There are no asanas for this. There's no proper, it's not like after you eat you should do, before you eat you should do. There's nothing like that. You can do anytime you want, wherever you are. You can easily do it comfortably and you can enjoy it. Okay? At the same time, this meditation is something that you can experience miracles. Miracles not in the sense that you have a headache and then it disappears. It's not that. Probably it can happen, but miracles are within. The kind of things which you found it very difficult yesterday, today you will find it easy. Little easier. Maybe 20% lesser difficult now. And gradually you will see a lot of things are much easier for you. You don't find things creating conflicts in you again and again and again. So that's exactly why meditation is simple. It's very, very simple. And this meditation is especially for people who do not want to cut away from responsibilities, who want to connect. And if you want to connect to the world, you need power. And the minute you think you're a soul and you're connected to the Supreme, He is the one who's the source to give energy, because everything has its source. This also has a source. It's coming from somewhere, so the sound is going across. No, it's getting energy from somewhere. Body gets energy from food in your house, or good exercise or sleep. So for the soul, the energy comes from God, because He's the father of the soul. A 12-year-old who came to the center and he told me that I am feeling really bad about something. Do you have time? Usually adults come and ask me, do you have time, sister? This is something very different than a 12-year-old comes up and says, when do you want to come? And he's saying, so and so, my holiday is there, I will come and I'll talk to you. I see that you're quite busy in this exhibition, I'll come later. I found that very funny. But then I asked him, what is the problem? You have a problem? So he told me what his problem was, and then immediately I told, first nanaki cheppu. Idanta jaruguta undi school lo nanaki cheppu, tarata manam kurchoni maatladtam. So he's saying, I don't want to tell my father. I said, why not? You have to. And he's saying he won't understand. He won't listen, he won't understand. Forget about it. Yeah? So then I said, what to do then? And he's saying, because you are talk to God now every day, so can you tell my problem to Him? So he seems a better father. See, the father of the body does everything for the body. Education, so that you can have livelihood of the body. Health, physical father takes care. Everything what the body requires, he will take care. But if something goes wrong in the mind, everything he doesn't know. Sometimes he won't even understand. I mean, with all our due respects to our fathers, but there are certain limitations. And that is when we say, please God help me, because the problem is not in the body, the problem is in the soul, and the soul's father is God. God is not the father of the body. I have a father here, and I look just like him. But the soul father is God, and I look, and he looks just like me. No, I'm a point of light, so is he. I'm made of love, peace and happiness, and he is an ocean of love, peace and happiness. He lives in Paramdham, and I also came from there, so he is my parent, and I have a right over his inheritance. What inheritance does he have? What is that he gives? Love, peace, happiness, purity, power. This is what he has. Like a physical father, he'll give you money and property. Right? Physical property. But God is giving me qualities and virtues as an inheritance. So in that sense I understand that because he is the father of the soul, how do I connect to him? If I have to connect to a physical father, I go and talk to him. But he is beyond sound, no? God is beyond sound. So how do I talk to him? What do I do? Most of the time you see that we have bhajans. We have sermons and prayers and namaz. We have all these different methods where we use sound. But when it comes to talking to God, we do in silence. We are singing a bhajan with everybody, and then silently, Bhagavantara, nikena chusko, nanenu chusko, lopal nunchi. The silence మీ ఆలోచనను అర్థం చేసుకోగలుగుతున్నారు అన్నప్పుడు ఇంకా గట్టిగా పాడే కూడా అవసరం లేదు కదా. అట్లయితే అంటే పాడకూడదు అని అనటం లేదు నేను, అసలు అంటుంది పాడండి, కానీ హీఈస్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ యు ఆర్ థింకింగ్. సో దట్ మీన్స్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ థింకింగ్ ఈస్ రీచింగ్ హిమ్ ఆల్రెడీ. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద మెథడ్ ఆఫ్ మెడిటేషన్, that I'm communicating with him on the basis of silence. లేకపోతే ఏమవుద్దంటే మనం మాట్లాడుతూనే ఉంటాం, ఆయన చెప్పింది వినిపించదు. We're not even trying to understand what he's trying to tell us. We're so occupied with ourselves and what we are thinking, and we're going on telling him. So it's very important to have the right kind of frequency with God. And so the first step is soul consciousness. I am a soul. This is the first step. Second step, remember him, where he is and what he is, and who is he to me. So there has to be relationship. They say, where is a relationship, that would be the attainment. What would a servant get? What would a son get? Day and night difference is there? Servant would get peanuts and a son would get a lot. Everything that you have is his. I was walking down and there was a car was parked outside the center. There's a little boy standing outside, 5-6 years old. And I just was asking, whose car is it? Because we had to take the car out. Whose car is it? He comes up and he says, mine. Father's car is his. Obviously, that is true. So there is a rightful relationship. So when it comes to connecting to God, it's a very rightful relationship. It's not a begging relationship. As I mentioned, he is not a kirana store. He's a supermarket. You don't go begging, God, give me this, God, give me... No. You take it. You have a right over whatever he's got. To go on begging means beggar. You don't have to beg. Do you have to go beg a father all the time? You just say, see, I want this. I would like to have it. They say, if you're able to connect to somebody properly, you'll get things automatically. So they say, if you get, something on your own, it's milk. If you ask for it and say, give me, it is water. You keep on asking again and again because you keep drinking water. But if you forcefully take it, it's blood. You just have to do, you have to. It doesn't work like that. It's about having the understanding of what kind of a communication I need to have with God. It seems one girl, she had, she wanted a bicycle on her birthday. So she asked God. She didn't ask her parents. She asked God, I want a bicycle for my birthday. So her birthday came, she didn't get. So her friends told her, see, forget it, you ask your parents. God is not going to give you a bicycle. So she said, no, I'll ask for Diwali. So Diwali came, still she didn't get. So she thought, New Year, she didn't get. So then the friend said, you're really foolish because you're not going to get your gift from God. Forget about it now. So she said, no, I will ask him only. Why? He's not responding. But the little girl says, no, he is responding. How can you say he's responding? He said, every time I'm asking him, give me a bicycle, he's saying, not now, not now, not now. To be able to understand God, it requires the right kind of a connection. What is he trying to tell me? What is it that he's trying to fill me with? It's very important. So I'll take you through the 3 steps. Soul consciousness, God consciousness, and connection. I won't take it in a very elaborate way because in the end of the session I will make you go through the whole process. But it's very simple. You're just sitting here, all of you, just for a minute. Let us experiment that you're sitting here and you understand that right behind your eyes is you, the soul, a point of light. You don't have a soul, by the way. You don't have a soul. Do you know that? You don't have a soul. You are a soul. You are a soul and you have a body. And when you're not there, this body decomposes. Till you're there, this house is not a bhoot bangla. Nobody's scared of it. So till you are there, there is some respect for this body. Or else nobody really will burn it off. And so nobody is screaming from there because you're not there. So you are a soul. The first thing is to practice that. Shall we try it now? Sit back, relax yourself. ఒక 2 నిమిషాలు. మీతో మీరు మాట్లాడుకోండి. నేను థాట్స్ ఎక్కువ ఇవ్వను, మీతో పాటు మీరు మాట్లాడుకుంటూ ఒక్క జస్ట్ 2 minutes ఆలోచించండి. యూ థింక్ that I am just a point of light behind my eyes and I am made of peace and love. I am a spark of energy. I am the life force. I am a soul. I am eternal and I am true and I am pure. I am a soul. I reside within this body and I never die. Okay? This is the first step. You could do this a little bit. Yeah, your mind will get distracted and you won't feel it. You won't think this is really getting to you. But this is how it starts. You know how much time I would give for it? You know how I started meditating? I started in 92. And most of the days when I would go to meditate, I would go sit in the meditation room and there would be a lot of others sitting there and meditating, and I would sit there for half an hour. And you might think I'm meditating. No. I'm looking at everybody. How are they sitting? How do they sit for half an hour like this? What are they thinking? How do they manage it? I would spend half an hour looking at all of them and come out and think, I wonder if I ever be able to meditate like that. I started with 2 minutes each day. Not more than that, just 2 minutes. Now I can sit for a long time. That's not a problem. But it started with 2 minutes, and it has to start with 2 minutes. And when you start with 2 minutes, every day there has to be 2 minutes, and gradually it has to go to 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Gradually it will start increasing. You don't sit for 2 hours the first day. You will never sit after that. Yeah? So this 2 minutes is very essential. So, but then every day you are taking out this time to think, I'm actually a soul. Because the more you're soul conscious, your concentration increases. The very first time I came to the center was because I wanted to write an exam and I wanted to get through. So my mother said, if you come and take this course, you will get a rank in your exam and you will be able to do the course. So I believed it. There were 10 seats and there were 3,000 people writing that exam. And I thought, if I write, I'm sure with the kind of way that I study, I'm not going to get through in the 10. It's impossible. So I thought this meditation, something they're talking about, so my concentration might increase and I would go. I had my sister teasing me that, it's never going to happen overnight. It doesn't work like that. With your kind of concentration, it will take years. So, but I went and I started meditating only to go through and get through that exam. And it just so happened, I would play the tape, just about 5 minutes tape, and the same commentary that I gave you, something like that, I am a soul, I am peaceful soul, and something like that. And then slowly I would tell myself, whatever I would study, it should help the world, whatever I would take, and God, you do through me, and whatever it is. And then I'll get back to study. And amazingly, without me knowing, I would sit through for 6 hours. Which has never been the case all my life. Honestly, I know my concentration. I was sitting 6 hours through and everybody at home was very happy that suddenly I'm actually studying. I scraped through and I got 9th rank. And I did the course. So that's when the faith in meditation actually started growing. I said, there is something in here. There's really something here which is helping me. I can't pinpoint and say where and how, but it was. The second experience was because I was quite young at that time, and so my father came up and told me, you're no more a fish these days. I said, I'm not a fish, I'm a human being. He said, no, you're no more a fish called selfish. You've always been so selfish. And I told him, I've never been selfish. Everybody in the house laughed. They said, you were so selfish and you don't even know. Amazingly, there are certain characteristics within me which was changing to the opposite, totally opposite personality without me even trying too hard. When you start thinking about others, realizing the importance of how much you need to take care of others was coming in very gently and easily. Yeah? So looking back, and I think the transformation was very gentle. That was much before I came to the center. So with these two experiences, one, a change in my own personality, and one, academically I was doing much better than what I was doing before, I started off meditating more seriously. And so the second step of meditation is what we call as God consciousness. Every time you start something, you want to study, you want to go to work, you want to make a decision, you want to go meet somebody, anything for that matter, the whole day when you wake up to when you go to bed, you should start with just 1 second of remembering God. It's very important. And that charges you. What God consciousness does for you is it charges you. And it keeps charging you all through the day. So you're able to sustain those qualities, sustain that enthusiasm, sustain that energy. But sometimes it just goes down and you feel dull. That won't happen too often. The amount of time you're able to remember. And very strong sanskaras take a back seat and disappear slowly, gently. Yeah? So we'll do the God consciousness now. Sit back, relax yourself. Again, I take a few minutes and remember that I am a soul, a point of light behind my eyes, sparkling with all the energy. And for these few minutes, with the eye of my mind, I go beyond this earth, beyond the skies, beyond the universe, beyond the sun, the moon, the stars, and all limitations, till my mind can see a world, a beautiful world of light, golden red land, of peace, home of souls. And you can see God there, with all His beauty and glory, the Almighty authority, the purifier. He looks just like me, a point. And His rays reaching out all directions. Rays of mercy, rays of purity, rays of power. He's all powerful, and He is my Father, Mother, Teacher, and Sadguru. He knows me more than I can ever know myself. And He's waiting for me to fill me and to charge me. And I know He'll work through me and create a path. I am His child. I've always been and I'll always be. Om Shanti. So this is the second step. Every time you do something, you come into this consciousness and get back. After a while, you don't have to sit for such a long time. You can be just walking by, in a split of a second, your intellect will go beyond and you don't even remember God. But you have to be soul conscious before you can remember Him. And you're charging yourself. So it becomes easier and easier as you move on. Right? I'll tell you how this works. I'll give an example before I end the session. I happen to have a lady who stays very close to the center, and she has a lot of issues with anger, lot of issues. She would throw things so wild, she'll throw things so badly. And the reason is always has been that her husband gives money to his relatives and his mother and everybody without telling her. That's the main reason. So she throws. So if you go to their house, it's very funny, but if you go to the house, the dining table chairs will have those decorative things on top, they're all broken because she's thrown all of them properly. She's got a 11th class and the 12th class children, that is 16, 17 years, and both of them live in their nani's house, her mother's house, because of this anger problem. They're studying, they're in their competitive exams and all, so they stay away because she shouts and screams and the children are not happy. So the husband has come to such a position that every time he gets angry, he takes his specs and watch and stands there and says, now throw whatever you want. So he's come to that point. So he brought her to the center so that she can meditate. So I was telling you should also, she was telling, no, meditation, she went on. Said both of you learn. So when she came to meditate, every 2 sentences I would speak, she'd say, Ina kosam right and mid chapter, Ina kosam, everything he only has to change. Eventually, somehow she understood that she has to meditate. Because so much anger issues are going on. So then she started meditating. One day, she's been coming regularly every evening, morning and meditating. And one day she comes early in the morning, and I would see her that she's not totally dressed, like she's not going to work or anything, but she comes in the meditation room and she's sitting there, and I'm wondering, why did she come so early? So her husband suddenly called, and he asked me, meditation room, everything is okay. So he said, Anta bound the sister, so when she came out, I thought maybe they had an argument, and I asked, did you have an argument? She's saying, sister, you don't know, I came to give you a good news. What is the good news? Early in the morning I got so angry. What is the good news in that? So she said, I got so angry that the kind of anger where I throw things. I don't stop but throw things. That's what I've been doing all these years. First time I felt the gap between my thoughts. I got the control. I told myself, if I'm here, I will throw things, get out of here. I wore my slippers and I came out walking, and I thought I came close to the center and I came to meditate. Sister, it's a fantastic feeling to have control, which I never had before. So I think meditation is working. So meditation doesn't work like suddenly you become peaceful like that. No. You will see things are changing. You will see that your responses are changing. There's certain things you are understanding more better. Actually, the class after this, the 4th class, would be more about how would you experience this meditation practically in the world. That is what we're going to take up in the 4th class. So, that is how you see changes within yourself, gradually. But it's very important to be consistent and have the discipline when you meditate every day. Right? And so, meditation, take out the thought in your mind, the attitude towards meditation that it is difficult. Take that thought out. Then you will really enjoy it. It's very difficult. Chala concentrate yourself into the katinanga. Meditation itself is called Sahaja Rajyoga. It's a very easy Rajyoga for people who are working, moving and talking and connecting to people. If it's a sannyasi marga meditation, then I cannot promise it should be like cut off from everything and sit in a corner and go to Himalayas. All that is not there. You have to be where you are, do whatever you're doing, but change your consciousness. I'll just give an example. One girl, she came rushing inside a room and she said, your father will get angry if you don't do it quickly. He'll get very angry if you don't do it quickly. This girl has been meditating for a while, the girl who was doing that work. And she said, you know what? I could change that sentence, what you're saying. She said, what is the sentence? So if I would come and tell, do this, I think I would tell a different sentence. What is the sentence? Do it quickly. Your father will like it. Make sense? Anyway, you wanted to do it quickly. How do you say it? He'll get angry. What is that? What is that attitude? Tension, you want to give tension to the person? Do it, like it. So the right kind of words will come. The right way. The right time. Not after the whole situation is over and you sit back and think, I should have said that. I don't know why I did that. So, take out time, the exercise and the homework I give you today is do this particular thing I told you about remembering God. You go from here in a vehicle or you go walking home, wherever, I would want you to do this. As you're walking, even for once you're able to remember Him in that land of silence, and just 1 second and say, God, I really want to know you better, and I want to know you, and I'm trying to, bring about some major changes, but I would like you to be a part of this, and I will surely make an effort to connect you. Just talk to Him in your mind, talk to Him as you're walking down. Because we are replacing unnecessary thoughts. Nothing great you're thinking from here till there. You think you're thinking something great? I'm not being negative. You're not thinking something very wonderful. So replace it. But I need to bring God into my life. He has to come, and so that I become like those deities with all those virtues and powers, and they're ready to kill the demons inside them. So this would be the gift you can give to God, that you can kill the Ravan inside of you. You know who's Ravan? 5 vices of a man and 5 vices of a woman. Dashara, Dashara, if you're able to kill the vices within you, that is true Dashara. That is, you're killing the Ravan inside, then the soul gets ignited. That is, the true Diwali will come. After Dashara, there is Diwali. Because the soul gets ignited and every home will light up lamps. How many lamps will light up? The soul has to be ignited, na? Coming from ignorance to enlightenment. So this is the understanding that I am a soul, and all these vices or whatever has come onto it is Ravan. Ravan means what? He has horn and teeth jetting out. Meaning a human being who has traits like an animal. I know this girl, she's a very pretty looking girl, and she got angry. Suddenly she got angry on her mother right in front of me. The face turned different, totally blue and green and orange it has become. Totally different face. So when a nice human being who has traits, animal-like traits, is Asura. There is nobody else out there. The one who has divine virtues and perfection is Devta. So it's a choice now. So what we have to become. So today on Dashara day, take up a thought that you will destroy and burn, not cut, burn Ravan. Not that effigy, you will burn Ravan, and every year you will burn Ravan because he's still not dead. He's still there inside us. Okay? That is the way you celebrate Navratri. And so we'll just have a few minutes of silence, and then we have some people we have invited today. We have our Dr. Jagdish Bhai, who's been associated with Brahma Kumaris for quite some time, from the years when he was a student and studying his medicine. And from that time onwards I know him, and we've been interacting, and he has a very spiritual bent of mind, and he shares certain experiments and experiences in his medical field, which is so connected to spirituality. And so I thought he would be the right person today to come and share his thoughts. But before that, we'll just have just a couple of minutes of silence, and then we go ahead. There are a few beautiful things that Archana Ben will be also announcing. There is a skit by all our youth from Brahma Kumaris Center here. They've made a beautiful skit for you all, which talks about the spiritual significance of the Dashera. So here we are, just sit back and 2 minutes of silence, and then we go back. And we continue with the course in our center, in the 5th lane. I think you can get the card. The 5th lane, the last house, it's called Sajjan Villa. The 6th lane is where you have St. Francis College. 5th lane is our center. So this course will continue tomorrow, same time, 6:30 to 7:30, same time in the center. Okay? So 2 minutes of silence. We will do the exercise of bringing all your family members in front of you. Come to the consciousness that you're a soul once again. Put your point of light behind your eyes. And right in front of you is a huge white screen. And you're seeing each of your family members walking by. Your spouse, your children, your parents, your siblings, your friends, the grandparents. See each one of them walking by you, and you see them like sparkling little stars behind their forehead. They are all souls, playing their own parts. And from your heart, you're sending across a message of peace. That may you always experience courage and strength. The face of any challenges. That you always stay under the canopy of protection of God. You wish each one of them with the same spirit, with the same feeling of love and peace. This is the great cooperation you can ever give to all your family members. Wish each of them with great care. Even if someone is difficult, or if someone you're grateful to, that you see them equally today, forgive. Let go and wish good for them. Om Shanti.